Good morning, afternoon, or evening, everyone. My name is Elivaras, and welcome to the continuation of a series I like to call Thought Process. This is episode 3. Inside lane, missing exits, glued to the pavement. On Thought Process, we take a look back on some gameplay and dive deep into the thought processes behind all the actions I'm doing. What I did right, what I did wrong, and hopefully we can help both myself and you all do better in the game as a result. In this episode, we're going to hop into some Mortis gameplay. Now, Mortis is a character that I do not use very often. I'm not a huge Mortis player, but Mortis is very dominant in Brawl Ball, and this is for a few reasons. Actually, it's for one main reason. It's his mobility. While he may have the same movement speed as most other brawlers, his dashes make him the most mobile brawler in the game, especially early on. Well, okay, not especially early on, but one of the most mobile brawlers in the game, and this is what makes him great for Brawl Ball. Now, not only is he super mobile, but he has the ability to self-pass. Self-pass is very hard to do with tap. It is very easy to do with the joystick, is essentially what you just have to do. If you're holding the ball, you just have to double tap. So you tap once to shoot the ball, and immediately after, like a split second after, you tap again. And what that will do is that means Mortis dashes faster than the ball is flying, and the ball then lands in his hands, and he can, or feet rather, whatever you want to say, and he can keep moving the ball along. So the ability to self-pass is really what makes Mortis super strong in Brawl Ball, especially if you've got a good team. Now, in this case, I'm playing with randoms. Now, you can see right off the bat, you can see how bad of a Mortis player I am. Well, I'm not terrible, but not very experienced and don't play him much. As you can see, what ended up happening there was I dashed 3 times, and I went through the ball. Instead, what I was doing was I was spam tapping, trying to get up as quickly as possible, but I guess the actions kind of queued, and it ended up being 3 dashes instead of 2. So be careful of that when you're playing Mortis. Don't spam tap your screen, or else you're going to be doing 3 dashes, go right through the ball, and get killed right away, like you can see I managed to do here. So I just go ahead and die right away. Thankfully, their bull makes a bit of a mistake. I have said before, passing to the enemy team is an option, but that is in a very specific circumstance. If you're in a close range, 1 versus 1 with an enemy, you can throw the ball to them temporarily so they waste an attack on shooting the ball, and then you can kill them. In this case, he's got control of the ball in midfield. My teammates are backing up because I've died, and yet he just tosses it to us. Mortis is super good if your team has ball control. If you don't have ball control, Mortis does not do much for your team. So it was an active detriment to their team for the bull to toss the ball to our team. You want to keep the ball out of Mortis's hands. So I'm going to use up 1 dash, getting to the ball there. I can see the spikes on low health. He's waiting for me to go in. What I was hoping, yeah, he ends up throwing out the super. And essentially what I'm doing here is I'm just trying to get out of it and just kind of hang around. What you want to do with Mortis is you just want to watch for an opening in the enemy line. So here you can see I've got a bull coming in from the flank. And this is a very good move on the bull, as he knows he's got Pam and he's got Spike guarding the base. Although if he had come in a little shorter, it could have actually been pretty... or if he had come in a bit longer later, it could have been pretty detrimental because we've got their team pretty much on lockdown at the moment. But you can see now we're going to wipe their team. And yes, basically, as I said, the problem is it was great of him to come and flank around, but the problem was it took him so long to flank around that his team basically got killed by my team, and I was able to just walk in and get the goal. So really, if you are going to flank, you got to make it quick. It's got to be a short flank. You don't have much time for wide sweeping flanks, especially if the enemy team is a Mortis, because Mortis is great at capitalizing on those... great at capitalizing in holes in the enemy line or 2 versus 3s and stuff like that. So you can see here, Bull's going to dash. I thought I was going to get caught by him, so I dashed out of the way there. Don't want to waste too many dashes. Want to keep 3 dashes just so I have the opportunity to dash right through the line. Now I see Spike's got a super. You got to be super careful when Spike's got a super, because that Spike just lays it out on top of you. Good luck, you're dead. You're not going anywhere. So what I was hoping to do was bait out the super here. I was hoping he was going to throw it, but he didn't end up actually throwing it down, and instead our Spike blows the super and hits a grand total of no one with it. So now we're getting backed up into the base. Spike throws his super. The enemy Spike throws their super down. I can't go forward because the bull's right there, so I'm going to have to pull back in the base. And this is where I'm going to try and wrap around. Now, I see Bull's got his super. I know exactly where he's going. He's going to try and intercept me. So he's going to launch in front of me. And so I'm just not going to use a dash and just walk backwards and dodge him. Now, this is a very peculiar situation. I'm basically boxed in. Both my teammates have just died. They've got a Pam and a Spike right there. So if I move out from behind these boxes, it's likely I'm dead. But what I managed to do there was I have all 3 dashes saved up, and they were both stacked on top of each other and instead of being spread out a bit, and I was able to just kind of leap around. So basically, the reason they lost that there is because they weren't spread out. They weren't actually covering the exit, and I was able to just sweep right through this. I was able to just go up the line because they were both standing here, like, in this bush, like, just derping around here. They should have had, like, the Pam should have been here, preventing me from leaping up. Because one of the biggest things to prevent a Mortis dash is if you stand in Mortis's path and he tries to dash, it's likely you will get the ball instead of him. So if you just stand in his path, it makes him unable to dash without giving the ball away. But because they were both standing over here by the boxes, I was just able to self-pass 3 times, get right up ahead above him, and then our Spike threw down the super, threw down their super, preventing them from catching up, and I'm just going to walk over here and toss the ball in for the first victory of the day. Alright, so getting ready to hop into another Brawl Ball with Mortis. You can see I've got Mortis at very low, only like 224 trophies. I hardly ever play him, but I do like to try my hand at Brawl Ball. I have almost never played Mortis in Brawl. I've played him a few times just trying to learn how to use the trick, which was very hard when I was using tap. It's a lot easier when you're using joystick, let me tell you, because you don't have to swipe the screen twice to dodge. Now, I'm in a little bit of a peculiar situation here. They've got a Shelly and they've got a Terra. That's going to be very hard for Mortis to deal with because you get close to either, and they're both essentially shotgunners. They do a ton of damage. So you can see a good play by Terra here. So a good thing to note about Terra Super is it does break walls. So what she did was she saw Shelly was somewhat near the middle. She knows that she wants to break these walls open for her team anyway, so she tosses the super down on top of the wall to both pull the Shelly in and break the wall at the same time, and that's going to open up a hole to our base. And now this is a very bad situation for our team, because we've got Colt and Terra up here, we've got Shelly behind with a super who's almost instantly going to take me out, and our Shelly's just died. So you can see what's going to happen there. What I do at the last second was very crucial. Because I died here. If I had not tossed the ball would have ended up here. Shelly could have just walked up, grabbed the ball, throw it in, easy. But now what they've got to do is they've got to track further down, grab the ball here, and then bring it back up, giving time for our teammates to hopefully respawn and get the ball. You can see they're spinning. They think they're going to get the goal. But here, because I tossed it in the corner, Shelly was able, and there was some indecision among the enemy team as to who was going to grab the ball. So tossing it into the corner and indecision in the enemy team means that our Shelly has enough time to respawn and get in front of the net. And what's going to happen here is I'm going to manage to dash out and grab the ball. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get away. I almost made the breakaway there, but the Shelly super is what sealed my fate there. The Shelly had her super up. It knocked the ball out of my hands and slowed me, so I was able to be killed. Almost made the breakaway. But here, huge play from Shelly. Huge play from Shelly, killing the enemy Colt and getting the enemy Terra down to almost no health. And now, here's something that was really cool. So this is what I was talking about at the start of the first game, throwing the ball to the enemy. Oh, boy. All right, sorry about that. I accidentally messed up the replay there. So this is what I was talking about throwing the ball to the enemy. So what ended up happening just there was Shelly tossed the ball to the enemy Shelly just as she was about to use her super, so she blew her super tossing the ball instead of actually supering. But then immediately after, our Shelly was going to super and try and get like a triple shot off here, but then she got tossed the ball by the other Shelly who used it with her super on accident, and now both of them blew their supers. So kind of a train wreck there. Now this is going to be huge. You can see Spike just tosses a bunch of things in. They're all at low health. I'm going to dash in, grab the kill, and then get a triple kill here. I think it was a triple kill. I'm not sure if I didn't get the first one. But then I'm going to be able to just toss it right in, being able to capitalize on the enemy brawlers all being squishy. There's no tanks on the enemy team. And the fact that our Spike and Shelly were able to do a lot of damage before they went down. So now what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to get in, try and get the ball, but I am going to get taken out. And our Shelly's going to do a great job taking care of the enemy Terra there. We can see a Cold Super, kind of a wasted super. I'd say you don't really want to blow it on killing a super low health Shelly who's in the middle of the field. And I make a huge mistake there. As Mortis, I saw the Shelly had the ball, so I was like, oh, let's get some damage on Shelly. But I should have known that Shelly would have tossed the ball away or to me and then shot me right there. So what ended up happening was I dashed towards her to get damage. She immediately threw the ball towards me and then shot me once and killed me almost instantly. Mortis has almost no upgrades there. Shelly's maxed, and that means basically death. And our Spike makes a huge save here, and I'm coming in to try and secure kills on the Terra, and I make a huge mistake. I guess, I don't know, I did not think I was going to hit the Terra, so I was going to go and retarget to Shelly, but then I get clipped on the box, and I go to get the Terra, and I get clipped on the box again, and as a result of me messing up, we get scored on. So that was completely my fault there, and a little embarrassing mistakes to make there. And we can see we're going to juke the Colt ultimate, and Shelly's just going to kill him anyways. Now we got to be super careful here. So both my teammates have died. We've got a Terra and a Shelly right above me. I've just got to focus on staying alive. So I don't want to try and make any plays. I just want to keep it away from them. I'm going to try and toss the ball into the corner. I'm not going to manage to. Thankfully, we've got Spike on the case here, though. And our Shelly comes down and manages to secure the kill, so our team does not get scored upon. And now we got 5 seconds on overtime, and this is where Mortis does really well. He does best on an open field, and you can see him spinning there trying to get the Shelly to pass to me, but she does not. We're just going to push up the field. I think Spike was motioning for the Shelly to pass to me there. Shelly's going to pass to them. I'm going to go in, and I'm going to completely fail. Throw the bat cell, try and kill the Shelly, but I'm convinced it's probably not a great idea to go after the Shelly. And even though the Shelly had her ult charged, I walked backwards towards the Shelly to get the ball. Your life is more important than the ball. If you are at low health, do not charge in to get the ball. And this is the huge mistake I just made. If I had just gone backwards, let Spike kill the Shelly, and then I would have been alive to take advantage of that almost open net there. So we're going to slowly push in. The Shelly is going to get taken out by the Terra Super. We're going to have a beautiful Spike Super. Now I'm going to do is I'm going to try and be careful. I'm going to like kind of juke right, juke left here, and then chuck the ball in on the other side of the Shelly. It's almost impossible to guard the goal against a Mortis when your goal is completely open. So the Shelly had no chance, especially when there was only one of her there. All right, so we're going to be hopping into the third and final match of this video. As Mortis, making some huge mistakes. Let's just take a quick recap. What do we have to work on? First thing, your life is more important than the ball, so be very careful. Don't charge in after the ball. Don't assume that the enemy is going to hold on to the ball. That only happens in super low trophy matches where the enemy will hold on to the ball even if you're attacking them. They're going to throw it away. They're going to kill you, so you got to be super careful. And I guess secondly, as we let the clip play out, one of the big thing you have to note here is see who's on the enemy team and plan accordingly if you're playing Mortis. You don't want to dash straight forward towards the ball. If you see the enemy team has like a Colt or a Brock or something, you can see here the Colt just fired right down the middle. If I had just gone straight for the ball, I would have gotten rocked by that shot. But here I make a huge mistake. I don't even know what happened, but I go to pick up the ball. I thought I grabbed the ball and dashed, but I didn't actually have the ball on me. So I kind of missed the ball there, and that leads to my untimely demise, or it would lead to, or I thought it was going to lead to my untimely demise. Thankfully, I do manage to stay alive because my teammates kill the enemy brawler there. I don't know who exactly they killed. You can see kind of a waste of a super by Colt. Now, what you want to do as Colt on this map, people that can break walls. But let's talk about Colt in general. What you want to do, you need to prioritize getting rid of the boxes around the goal. It's much easier to score a goal if the goal is wide open and there's no boxes in front. So what you should be doing as Colt is shooting your super down on an angle so you're hitting the edge of these boxes and these boxes here. Just kind of move yourself to the right in this case. Realistically, you'd be moving yourself to the left if you were that Colt, since we're kind of mirrored here. But the Colt should be shooting diagonally and moving right along the field from my frame of reference and destroying these boxes and these boxes here. And then if he gets another super, he can do the same on the other side and destroy those boxes down there and then these boxes on the right of my screen. And that opens up the whole net, making it a lot easier to walk shots in and get little cheap corner shots in and stuff like that. So now, What I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and push forward there, but I realize that they've got way too much pressure over there, and I'm not going to be able to make it through. And Terra makes a huge play. They get too clumped up. Never want to get clumped up against the Terra. You got to be so careful. So what Terra's going to do, Terra's going to throw a super down, and at the same time, our Daryl is going to super. And now, it was a little bit of a mistake for the Daryl to super so early because he knocked people out of the pullback effect. I think he knocked the Primo out of the pull-in of the Terra. But regardless, he was able to make they were able to make a great double play there. All right. Sorry about that. Another technical problem just cropped up there. Managed to get that out of the way, so we're going to continue with the game here. You can see I'm just kind of going to hide in the base a bit here. As Mortis, you don't want to get too aggressive. You just want to play passive until a hole opens up in the enemy line. You just want to watch for that opportunity. And Terra is going to try and create a bit of an opportunity here. I'm going to juke right and left. See if I can get through. And I'm going to slowly approach the goal as Colt here. And I'm just going to walk towards the goal. And then as Primo isn't in range and I was juking around Colt and he'd wasted most of his ammo, I was able to just finish it off by walking it in here. And that is going to seal the first goal of the game there. And I'm going to try and get away. You can see what happened there. So what I did was I dashed through Terra. So, you know, I was talking about this before. When I scored a goal, because I was able to make a breakaway, there was a Pam and a Spike, like, sitting over here, and they weren't covering the ground here. And I was like, if they had stood there, I wouldn't have been able to do that because they would have caught the ball while I was dashing. Well, you can see exactly what happened there. I was dashing this way. Terra was in front of me. Terra caught the ball instead of me, and then I wasn't able to carry the ball with me and ended up just getting killed. I probably would have got killed anyway, but that's just a good illustration of my point. I'm able to kill Terra there. Now you can see what's going on here. So I go after the Colt. Colt drops the ball. Now here, I'm running this way. Colt's going to assume I'm going to keep running that way towards the ball. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to juke right. I'm going to trick the Colt. He's going to think I'm still going that way, and I'm going to juke right. And now I'm going to do is I'm trying to get horizontal to him. See if I can kind of juke out some more shots there. And Colt's going to blow his super again, and I'm going to get the ball. And now here's what we're going to do. We're going to see if we can make a play here. I'm trying to get around the Terra, but the Terra is doing great. Our Terra is at super low health, so we can't make a push because our Terra is going to die. Their Terra was doing a super great job of just standing here and trying to nullify both entrances to the base. So I couldn't get through there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to kill Terra mid-dash. Not going to pick up the ball, and that's really not going to matter. I'm going to try and super it in, but instead, since there's only one of them left, just wait for Terra to kill him. And then that's going to finish off the game 2-0. So yeah, that is 3 games, 3 wins during my recording of the initial footage. Unfortunately, there was a few losses in there. There was one game where the bull was just there was a bull that was just on my team throwing the ball into our net and actively screwing us over. So unfortunately, I couldn't use footage like that, but I did manage to get a good 3 wins in with Mortis. That kind of showcased some good things, a lot of how to use him. You know, you don't want to just go straight forward towards the ball when it spawns, as Colts and Brocks and stuff will be able to instantly kill you, but at the same time showcasing quite a few mistakes, like going for the ball or assuming that the enemy brawler isn't going to hold on to the ball, or going for the ball when I'm at low health. Another good thing that I think happened really early on was throwing the ball into our corner. So very early on, when I was about to die, I chucked the ball into our corner, and what that did was it meant it took longer for them to get the ball to the goal and allowed my teammates to respawn. So a very good thing to note in Brawl Ball is you want to toss the ball into your corners when you are getting sieged in. If you just hold on, so this more applies for any brawler rather than just Mortis, but if you are getting sieged, you're right around your net, you can't break out, they've really got you pinned in. As most brawlers, what you want to do is you want to toss the ball into one of your corners, and that prevents the enemy from getting to it easily, and if they do get to it, they're in a very nice choke where you should be able to kill them. And what that allows you to do is fight off the enemy advance, maybe kill one, force them to retreat, and then come back and pick up the ball. Now Now, what it doubled as there was it meant extra travel time for the enemy brawlers to get to the ball, and thus we were able to prevent the goal and let our Shelly respawn, who was able to actually prevent the goal. But if I had not tossed in the corner, if I just died on the spot, that would have been an instant goal, no questions asked. So yeah, that is going to about wrap it up for this episode of Thought Process. I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you learned a little bit about Mortis and about Brawl Ball, about strategies, about what to avoid doing. And yes, that is about going to wrap it up. So I would like to thank you all for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Cheers, guys. Stop dwelling on empty words. Stop